Welcome back, the Chalky Milk Gang podcast. Big episode today. If you want some more big episodes, we're going to keep doing these every Wednesday. So please subscribe. Please follow us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, every podcast. You definitely got to follow us. But, with Will and Tyler and I today, we're going to be talking about Zoom. We are filming this on a Zoom. We take classes on Zooms. We hold meetings on Zooms, and it's terrible. We're going to talk about like how to survive Zoom, just like in general, like how to survive Zoom classes, Zoom meetings, any tips we have, why it sucks, why it's great. It's probably not great, but I think it's going to be a good episode.
I think so too, because we just bring positive vibes, cold, chalky, hot takes. Yeah. We're here to help you because we obviously know so much more than our fans, which are just our friends that are on the same level playing field as us. So obviously,
same knowledge level too.
We have the expertise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm totally here for it. We'll bring all the tips. Also, like we can compare to in-person classes a little bit because nowadays in-person classes are different, but there's also like the regular in-person classes to compare to. So there's a whole lot of stuff to get into. But first, we're gonna review some chocolate milk, and I'm definitely down for it. So.
Yeah,
I forgot. 20 minutes before we were supposed to hop on, I was like, wait, I'm supposed to have chocolate milk and I don't. So I failed everybody. But if anybody else wants to go, that's a good idea.
I mean, listen, I'll kick it off a little bit if y'all don't want. I don't know if I've had this before, despite its presence at Star Market of all places.
Oh.
This is Lucerne dairy chocolate milk.
Ooh, that's definitely new.
It's I don't know. It's like a regular looking chocolate milk. Like this is like right next to True Moo in the aisle. You know what I mean? And I mean, I don't know. The thing looks exactly like True Moo. So I'm excited to get into it. As you can see, it is open. I have had this already, but I don't quite remember what it was because I have a lot of chocolate milks right now. So. I'm just like hoarding chocolate milk.
Oh, that's such a good pour. Oh, all right. Whole cup.
No. I mean, I did pour a lot actually. Oh my God, it's like that much. But anyway, see what it's like getting it.
So while Tyler sips, I'll just let our audience know that he just woke up from a nap, and he also informed us that he ate like a bunch of ice cream right before that.
It's a dairy day for Tyler.
I'm just gonna guess that Tyler's room is the stinkiest hot box known to man, like over the course of the night.
I wanted to work out too. We'll see what happens with that. My stomach is gonna be so freaking sloggy.
You may have missed the boat on that one. I think the ship has sailed.
I can't. Also, how are you gonna work out? It's like not. Oh, you're gonna work out in your dorm.
No, I'm not going to the gym. What the? No.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's 9:20 when we're filming. So
in terms of the chalky milk, though, I do like how creamy this is. This is a very thick, creamy chocolate milk. It brings a lot of sort of natural flavor to the table, but there's just not that much chocolatiness. I still like it though. You can tell it's not artificial. You can tell it's very fresh. And I really like, despite the fact that it's not that chocolatey, I haven't had a chocolate milk like this in a long time, and I'm really enjoying it. So
that's awesome.
How does this compare to your ice cream that you had today?
What flavor ice cream did you have?
I was eating Half Baked by Ben & Jerry's, so there's no comparison. Half Baked is amazing. But it's also like you can compare ice cream and chocolate. Can you?
Yeah, it's just like two dairy products.
Mm-hmm.
You can really compare them, but what's it like having chocolate milk right after you have ice cream?
Or just it was like 2 hours ago, and it put me to sleep. So
once you fall asleep, the clock resets. So it's like a different day.
Yeah. So you're still alive?
You know the type of tired that you get when you fall asleep with your phone in your hands? Wow. That's how tired I was.
Love that.
But yeah, I'm despite the fact that this isn't super chocolatey, I'm really enjoying this. I'm gonna give this like an 8.5, 8.5.
Love that.
I can respect that a lot. Yeah. That's a good high quality review. I love the story in it. I just loved everything about it. And I love the mug. Can we just pay some respects to the mug?
Thanks.
Yeah. I don't know if we've had this on the podcast, but we got some Nesquik. I had it last week, so I don't know if we've had it.
Wait, what are you talking about? You don't know if you had it on the podcast. You had that last week.
Yeah, I had it last week. But it's coming from our guy Powder. He's coming through to give us the vibes. The chocolate milk. And it's right here. I did a better job mixing it this time, but it's really still not that great of a mix job because it is so hard to mix these things. That's true. Can we give a shout out to this mug I found in my house? Like, what a great mug.
Wait, show it again. Oh, classic mug. That looks like the mug my sister likes to drink coffee out of.
Yeah, that's fire. One thing it says on the box, classic taste is back. I didn't know it was gone. So that's awesome. It's 60 calories, the Nesquik powder. If you have it with 1 glass of milk, it's 160 calories. So you could just save the 100 calories and just have it like
the powder.
Just eat the powder. Yeah, it has a QR code right here. You could scan it. I don't know why, but you could vibe with it and I could drink.
All right.
I don't remember what I gave it last time, but I'm going to give this a 6.6. I just think it's there. I think it's nonchalant about it. I'd rather just get a regular Nesquik and just live life. But, if this is the option, this is the option. Sometimes you just got to deal with it.
I can also say I've actually had the powder since we've talked about it. And I can say that one of my least favorite things, it's not very chocolatey and it's kind of chalky. Like CHALK.
Like chalk, yeah.
Like chalk.
Yeah, which is kind of disgusting. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah. You can also recycle it. Heads up.
I might even rate it lower than 6. That was a very generous review. But
sorry about it. Tough scene for you. But
cold chalky hot takes.
Cold chalky hot takes. Our
God, I hope we make merch one day. That'd be one of them.
My mom keeps like texting me like websites where we can like make merch.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I love it, but like we need to get to that. Well, we're like there if you round up, but like hopefully soon we're gonna come out with some chalky shirts and some chalky milk.
We gotta get like a nice small logo and put on a hat.
Yeah.
We'd have to get mugs too, like chalky milk mugs.
Straight up. I'd be so down.
All facts, no cap. Also, last week we did a poll, powder versus syrup. Overwhelmingly, syrup is the right answer. That's what all 3 of us picked, and us 3 and 24 other of our followers, and only 11 people picked powder because it's worse.
I understand the trend to take powder just because it's trending right now
on TikTok.
Syrup is more sugary, more chocolatey. The only thing that really makes it worse is it's harder to mix with milk, but that's literally it.
It's just not as good.
Yeah.
To put it simply.
You know what is also not good? These freaking Zoom meetings. Like, I don't really know what's about it.
What a transition.
I know.
Segue God.
Yeah, they call me Alex because that's my name, but I can also do like segues and stuff, transitions. One of these transitions we're going to talk about is going from in-person lectures to
Why'd you just
lectures.
ruin it? You just had such a good thing and then you ruined it.
That's okay. You don't even have to worry about it. We're just going to keep vibing. But yeah. Honestly, I'm going crazy because it's been a long day. This is my 9th Zoom of the day out of 10. We still have another one after this. Can I please share my day? So
I would love it if you shared your day. Would you mind sharing your day with us, please?
Okay, I'll share my day. So I get up at 7:30 this morning and I go to work, but it's a virtual office. So I go to a Zoom meeting and then I go to another Zoom meeting, 2 Zoom meetings. And then in the middle of it, I have office hours for my professor that I have a paper due in a few days. Well, it's due today, today's Wednesday in Chalky Milk Gang land. So I had to go to a Zoom for that. Then I had a 2.5-hour Zoom lecture for econ. And then I had a 1-hour lecture for marketing on Zoom. And then I had an emergency board meeting for Interfraternity Council. And then I had 2 Zooms for Student Alumni Association. And then I had this Zoom. And then I have another undisclosed Zoom after this. So it's 10 Zooms on the day. I'm going to eclipse 9 hours on Zoom. So what a topical episode.
That's brutal. Oh my God.
Yeah, it sucks. But we're going to live through it. We love life.
You're so busy, Alex. Jesus.
Yeah, I literally don't have 9 hours of stuff going on like the whole week.
I've nothing going on. I do nothing. I just do school.
This man's is really out here grinding. Jesus.
Just grinding it out, man. Just grinding it out. But yeah, it's been a long day on Zoom. I was just thinking about it while on Zoom, not paying attention to the Zoom, being like, wow, this isn't really great. Like, how can we survive Zoom lectures and just being on Zoom for all these meetings and whatnot? So that's our topic for tonight. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts, but
I mean, first and foremost, I would just say my thought is that Zoom sucks.
Sorry about it.
I do appreciate Zoom. I think it's so nice just to be able to roll out of bed, just click a button, and then you're in class and you don't have to like go anywhere.
That is kind of fire. Yeah.
I don't know. I still do go to some in-person classes. My school has that, and I like it because it's just nice to be there. But most of my classes, I still have to be on Zoom because they're big classes. They just don't let you. And I love being able, because my earliest class is 10 a.m. And I get used to waking up at like 10 o'clock. And I just roll out of bed and I click my button, I get my notes out, and it's amazing. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys have classes where you have to be on video, but I don't have to be on video for all my classes. So
my earliest class is Mondays and Wednesdays. It's at 10:30, and I do have to be like on camera.
Ooh.
And then that's one class, and then 2 other classes are only asynchronous, which is a weird thing. And then my last class meets once a week for 2.5 hours. The first hour we're in person, and then there's like a break, and we come back and we do like activity and like Kahoot stuff on Zoom, which is creative and interesting. And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I feel you. I have some asynchronous and some synchronous classes. I wish I had in-person classes like you, Tyler, but I don't know. It's been like a whole year since in person and whatnot, but I've gotten into the habit of, it's like, if the class is recorded, I still go to it at the time, just because it's like that gets you into a good habit. And it's like you can like ask the professors questions. I feel like when like this whole thing started, I would just not do that and just not go to the lectures at all. And I'd say, oh, I'll watch them later. But then I'd never watch it. And it would be like the few days before the exam. I'm like, damn, I got to binge watch them. So that's just how I roll.
Through your lectures instead of like Netflix or something.
Yeah.
That's great. I didn't even think about that. People definitely do that. I didn't even think about that.
100%.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I don't know. I miss a Friday lecture every once in a while. I sleep through it and I'm like, oh, fine. I just go.
Fridays don't count. It's the weekend.
It happens. But you're totally right. It's getting in a routine. It's nice because then I'll be in class, and it's like if I know somebody in that class, something will happen in that class. Today, like I take a class RN 100, and I have like a bunch of friends in that with me. My professor was talking about the Ark of the Covenant today, which is so, if anybody's an Indiana Jones fan, it's like the big scary object in that movie. So I immediately like Snapchatted DM to all my friends, and I was like, yo, what is going on? So it's like that type of thing at least keeps you a little awake at like right after I wake up, it keeps you engaged so you don't get bored through all these classes. But
yeah, the best part of class, so usually like in person you sit with your friends and then you like whisper stuff, but now since it's like on Zoom, you just like text them, which is just, it's so funny. I don't know why. Being on Zoom, texting your friends that are also on Zoom, it just seems so far from reality. Like, what's happening there? Something's wrong. But definitely another thing is like classes on Zoom is one thing, but other stuff on Zoom is just like meetings and stuff. It's just so weird. Like I had a Zoom yesterday. It's like for the like new member class for a co-ed fraternity, and it's like we're trying to get to know each other, blah blah blah. And so we did Rosebud Thorn, but there's like 25 people, so it took 15 minutes. Like it was just sitting. Like it's so boring, but there's nothing you can do because it's like only one person at a time. So inorganic.
That's kind of brutal. Wait, so do you want to explain to the viewers what Rosebud Thorn is? Because we know because you told us about it. No one else here knows what that is.
I thought that was just a thing like everybody knew.
No,
I guess not. What it is.
Never heard of it.
This like blows my mind. I thought this was just a thing everybody knew what it was. Rosebud Thorn's like a icebreaker type thing. Rose is like something positive from like the day or the past week, you know, depending on the context. Usually you end up saying like rose, thorn, bud, so you end on a positive because rose is something positive from the past week, thorn is something negative from the past week, and then bud is something you're looking forward to in the future.
I also want to say that the reason you think that everyone knows this is because that's so camp. That's so camp.
Yeah, honestly, I think it is camp. I think it was. No, it's not a comparison, Shima. Like it's literally a thing you do at camp.
Yeah.
But I don't like remember learning it for the first time. So it just seems like I've always known it. So it seems like everybody should always know it. But I think you're right. I think it just I learned it at camp.
Yeah. No, that's 100% where it's from. Sorry, buddy.
But then also in the meeting, nobody asked what it was. So I think that just like, you know, further hammered home the idea that everybody knows what it is. So I don't know, man. Okay. But I digress.
Yeah, actually, okay, that is if 25 people all just knew it, I guess we kind of stand corrected, but
maybe you're the problem.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I haven't done anything quite that social over Zoom before, but I've definitely done, you know, when you like when you're doing a group project or something, you meet up over Zoom to try to get ready. I've done that before, and I mean, I don't know. It's like I feel like Zooms, at least it's the same thing because you sit there and you like to talk about things because you scheduled out what you were going to talk about, what you were going to do, but then it's like you don't know when to like stop talking and then when like open up this Google Doc and start working or whatever it is, and then people just go on talking and talking forever, and it's like, okay, we're a lot of fun talking about the assignment. I don't know, at some point you just got to get to work.
One like crazy thing about Zooms is just the whole like cameras on, cameras off situation, because it's like, I don't know, it's just crazy. I have some like classes where it's like, yeah, you should have your camera on to like an extent just to show respect to the professor. And it's like I had this one group project that I'm working on right now, and it's like I get on the Zoom to work on the projects with people. And I feel like that's a thing where like you have your Zoom on because like it's a group project, you have like your camera on, but I had my camera on, everyone else just decided no camera on. So then I'd turn my camera off because I'm like, I'm not gonna be the only person with a camera on. But it's like, I don't know, it's just that it's crazy. Like what are your guys like thoughts on like when you guys should have like your camera on and when you can like not have it on?
I think it's like over under like 15 to 20 people, you know, really it's like the context of the class. Like is it would you call it a lecture, a big class? Usually that's like 30 people up. You don't really need it on. Like if there's like if you're gonna talk, I feel like usually I would turn it on. So like the smaller the class, the more likely it is you're gonna talk. But if you're like breakout rooms, put it on. Like you can turn it off, but like put it on to start. Otherwise, I don't know. That's just uncourteous.
I mean, listen, here's my rule. It's the same thing. It's smaller classes. Almost everyone has their camera on. There's always someone who doesn't have their camera on, but small classes, it's almost everyone. Big classes, it's almost no one, you know, like I have like a 250 person lecture. Maybe 20 people have their camera on. It's brutal. I mean, it's nice because the professor only sees like 4 at a time when he's sharing a screen, so he doesn't really know. But like, yeah, like absolutely no one has their camera on the big. But I would recommend keeping your camera on for like the middle ones and like the mid-tier and like the small classes, just because you feel a little more involved. I feel like, a little more willing to participate, and that definitely increases the amount you're like paying attention, because like it's so easy to get distracted over Zoom. All the time, oh my God, I just will go on my phone on TikTok if my professor is rambling, and then like I'll lift my head up 2 minutes later and he's talking about something super important. I have to like throw it down and start writing again.
Just chuck your phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just throw it out the window. I'll get it later. This is more important right now.
Mm-hmm. I would do no more fun. For me, the biggest thing, at least this semester, is Spanish is really the only time where that's relevant, because other stuff is like pre-recorded or like I have to be actively involved. So last semester in Spanish, I would like throw my phone on my bed because I was like, I'm gonna go on it if it's here. So if it's on my bed, I'm gonna have to stand up. Like, it's a huge commitment to stand up, as we all know. But this semester is like, no, the Spanish class went from 50 minutes long, 50, to now it's an hour and 15. So it's 75 minutes, way too long for Spanish. First thing I do in the morning. So like, I'm already like not in a good headspace. So I'm just like on my phone, not paying attention in Spanish, which is like, all right, like that's a horrible idea. So we just struggle out here. It's cool. But then when you go into breakout rooms, everyone's always like, so what are we even supposed to do? And then you like piece it together.
Yeah, exactly, because everyone's doing the exact same thing.
Exactly. But it's a good vibe because everybody like kind of listens. So it's like, I think we're doing this. And then you do it in English until the professor hops in. And then we all always just immediately switch to Spanish mid-sentence, and it's great.
Yeah. I don't miss taking Spanish classes, but yeah, it's been a while since I've taken one of those. Having to go from English to Spanish just in a snap. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Like, hour and 15-minute lectures are like, it's too much. It's too much on Zoom.
No, oh my God.
My 2.5 hour lecture for money and banking. Yeah, the class is called Money and Banking. It's 2.5 hours because my professor, this is the greatest professor at UMass. He's literally vibing. He's living his best life. He had, when he was like before COVID and whatnot, he would commute to UMass from Cape Cod once a week.
Wow.
So he'd have all of his office hours and all of his classes on Wednesday. I mean, so he still does it.
Sick.
He's living his best life. Let's just say that.
I want to just be homies with this guy.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I go to all of his office hours. I'm like, yeah, you're a good guy. So we stand him, absolutely. But like that's the reason why that class is 2.5 hours, because like there isn't an opportunity for him to, like, if it was in person, you wouldn't have the opportunity to come to class on a Tuesday or Thursday or anything like that. But it's just, that is just way too long for a class. So it's like, it's so easy for me to just get distracted. But thankfully they are recorded. So it's like, if I miss something, I can just go back when I have more headspace.
Have you ever actually missed something in a lecture or gone back to write?
I've never gone back, but I've definitely missed
anybody has.
Yeah,
we've all thought that.
We all think we're gonna go back.
I'll check what that said later, and then you don't. It just falls through the cracks.
Yeah, I mean, one tip I definitely will say is kind of underrated. It's okay to be like a little distracted during the Zoom meetings. If we're being honest, I think having like something like not like your phone in the background, but having like a window open that you want to stare at a little bit in between like important points, or like something on your desk. I was watching a YouTube video from this like educator, and he was talking about how, like, as a teacher, he would have a lava lamp on his desk all the time because students would be staring like at the ceiling. And the ceiling is boring as hell to stare at. It's like it's a freaking grid of like plastic sheets. So it's like, instead, if you don't want to stare at me, which is fine because no one wants to stare at their teacher for like 6 hours in school, just stare at the freaking lava lamp. I know you're probably still listening. And I think that's dope. And I think it's fine to do if you want to stare at something like on your desk, or like I have my window open. I have a nice view of like the Charles River in Boston. So I'll just like look at that sometimes, and then I'll hear something relevant in my class and I'll be sucked back in, which I think is
Yeah, I like staring at the window. So like right to the left and then back a little is a place where people get food a lot. So I always like seeing if I know people that walk in and out. And every now and then I'll get like one person a day where I'm like, hey, it's that guy. So I zone out over there a lot.
That's dope.
My only
And that
window is
reminds me
that one.
that
And
that's
like
backwards.
What about the window to the beach?
Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, it's right.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It's right here.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
that window.
I still have it.
That's a window.
Yeah. So that's my second window. That's
You should put that above your computer so you can be like, yeah, I like looking at the beach through the window.
Yeah. That's smart. I have a. I'm not gonna show my desk, but it's really messy. But I have a. I don't know if you can see that. It's backwards, but a big Boston City of Champions flag. So it's like that's the only place where I could have it. But honestly, I forgot that was there for months. So thank you for reminding me. It's great.
Wait, so we're saying like 2.5 hours too long. Hour 15 minutes, that's too long. There's like studies that show like attention spans last plus or minus like 45 minutes. So like anything more than that is like you're gonna get bored, and that's okay.
100%.
That's how we're wired. Which brings me to my second point that I wanted to say quickly. So high school classes, our classes were 42 to 50 minutes usually because of that. And it's crazy how we would go to school for like 8 hours. And now like I'll have like 3 classes in a day and I'm like, woof, I'm swamped. Man, how am I gonna do this today? And we get up like so much later. I would get up at like 6:50, like latest. What?
That's insane. I can't believe we woke up that early. Like all of my siblings, all my younger siblings right now are all in high school, and for school they have to wake up at like 7:15 if it's over Zoom. If it's in person, it's even earlier. Like
6 a.m.
Wow.
At least for me back then. It's insane.
How we did that. It's messed up.
Look
now I have a class. I have to get up at 10:10 twice a week, and I'm like drunk. Like I don't know how I can do that. Like oh my god. These are our Zoom tips, and I'm definitely gonna get like 2 lava lamps for my apartment next year.
Lava lamps are fire,
and like other just those type of things.
Yeah. I mean, the other distraction that I really like is like the other people in the Zoom, people watching in your Zoom.
Yes.
So much fun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff on this about this on the internet though. And I think, or on like TikTok, on like social media, which I think is cool. Like some of it's like people will do crazy stuff in their like Zoom to like, impress people. Or there was the whole thing too, where it's like, damn, I'm like distracted because like there's the hot girl in my class or whatever the fuck, whatever it is.
Hey, we've all been there
though. Straight up.
No shame in that.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the thing that keeps me looking at the screen, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, that's
me in one of my classes. Yeah.
I've never, I love, there was this one meme that was like, did you know that if you pin somebody's video, they'll know that you're pinning their video? And like, it's just really funny because it's like, it makes everyone panic.
Oh, okay.
It's not real. You believed it.
You got me. You literally
I didn't even say the punchline.
I got it. I'm sorry about it, but yeah, you got me for a second. I was like, wait, does my professor know? Does that person know when I pinned them?
Your professor.
Your professor wouldn't care.
Well, obviously they wouldn't care, but like if I
imagine like the hot girl or guy knows that like 5 people have their video pinned. That's brutal.
I mean, the only thing I would say to that is how come I've never been told I was pinned? That's how I know it's not true.
What are you talking about? I get the notification all the time now.
Wait, ready? Let's test it. Which one of you did I just pin?
Me. Oh, is that wrong?
It's wrong.
No, yeah, okay.
See, actually, I did pin you, but the fact that you didn't know tells me.
Oh, straight up.
There you go. Exactly.
Silly boy.
You got me. But yeah, like people watching. Okay, if it's not, it doesn't even have to be that specific. Like I just like scrolling through the things and seeing what people are doing. When Zoom first started off, people were a lot stupider because they like didn't realize like exactly what the consequences were, and they wouldn't be like paying attention. It's really funny to watch when people would like walk around their whole house with their Zoom on, just like not paying attention. People do some crazy stuff. Oh my god!
I feel like I'm like Barstool.
One guy who's like recording like a music video before. He had like his like mic right here. He had like the freaking meme goggles on. You know, like the
Kanye glasses.
Yeah, I think so.
Where they're solid and then the like stripes you see through.
No, it's like circles, like ovals.
The clout goggles.
Yes, thank you. The clout.
I love.
And those. He was like screaming into the microphone, but he was muted, so he couldn't hear what he was saying. But he was like jumping up and down. It was so funny. He's jumping up and down.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's evolved since then though, because now we're all kind of used to it. So people are
not. Yeah, it's like not cool anymore. It's like, dude, just turn your video off if you're gonna be weird. You know.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, people watching is fun. So.
For sure.
Definitely on board with that. And I mean, I don't know. Outside of that, I'd say the only big don't is, you know, like the easiest distractions I feel like are being on your phone. And I do that sometimes, but I know it's not good because then you're like actually distracted, you know? Then you're 100% on, like it's not even on in the background. So you're focused.
The phone becomes the main thing at that point.
Or like, if you're on like TikTok or something, having other audio playing is like the worst possible thing. Like every once in a while, I'll be like, oh my God, this person released a new song. And I'll like start to listen to it. I'm like, wait, no, he's talking about something important now and I missed it. So
yeah, I would say that TikTok especially is like, though I don't go on TikTok. I went on TikTok like once during class and I was like, I have literally no idea what just happened. Because it's the audio, but then also just like, I don't know, something about those videos are just too engaging and then you just suck all of your attention, you know?
No, that's so true. Yeah, I completely agree. But I mean, I want to know how you last like on Zoom that long, because as Chima said, he can apparently last like 10 hours. Like I can barely make it through 3 75-minute classes. How the hell have you been on Zoom for 9 hours, Alex? That's insane.
Yeah. I don't know. Just motivation gets you. You're like, I had a lot of stuff to do today. Mondays are always my hard days. Mondays I have work, then class, and I always have a bunch of meetings after work and class. So I know Monday is gonna be hard, but the 2.5 hour lecture just doesn't happen. Like I'll be on it, and it's like if the professor calls on me or whatnot, like I will be paying attention, answering the question. But for parts of the lecture, I'm definitely not, because it is so hard to just be on Zoom for 2.5 hours, just be staring at the screen when there's all these distractions around. So if it's like a lot of my meetings during the day, they're like half an hour or an hour, like those are manageable because they're quick, like they're more condensed, but it's like 2.5 hours, just a lot. So like this, it's like I can very easily pay attention because first off, we're doing something fun. We're producing content for the people, and it's like it's just like an hour, but it's like
we're influencers. It's like casual.
We're just, you know, we are the YouTube. We are the Spotify.
We actually made the channel.
We invented it and perfected it. We did both. But yeah, these days are kind of impossible. Like it just, you look at it, you do all the math of how many Zooms you've been on, how many hours, and you're like, Jesus, this is a crazy day. But yeah.
I mean, the other thing I'll say is I think we've just gotten a lot better at Zoom. Not only us specifically, I think because we do this, we're really good at socializing over Zoom, which is way more difficult than people make it out to be, you know? Like
it's actually so hard.
Like expressing yourself, like what a weird way to put it, but I think it's true. Like expressing yourself over Zoom and getting like across not only your like message, but your like personality and like charisma can be.
Yes, be more animated.
I think that applies to like interviews as well. That type of thing. It can be tough to do. And I think the fact that we literally do this podcast makes it so much better. We know when to shut up. We know when it's like our turn to talk. We've developed like kind of that repertoire, which is really good.
Rapport.
Thank you. But even kids that aren't us, I feel like having done this for so long now, adjusting this platform, I think it's going to be hard to go back to in person. I can't see
I think you're capping around.
I think that's a Raisin Bran type take.
That take was good. All right. Sorry about it. Sorry to provide facts to the people on a daily basis, but is what it is.
I
You
don't
have
know.
to be enthusiastic about how much you're capping.
Okay. I don't know. We're energetic, outgoing people, but not everyone's as cool as us guys. Let's be honest.
We are the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
I also
except for me, I'm just a football.
No, you just like Raisin Bran, so I don't know what that makes you. I only have 4 hours of Zoom a week. So you had twice what I have a week right now during one day. Well, I also have like 2 extra lectures that I have other stuff, but it's not Zoom. Zoom is different than a lecture. You can put a lecture at 2 times speed, watch it whenever you want.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I do feel like sometimes I'm too monotone on if I'm not like super comfortable, I become monotone, and that happens on Zoom sometimes, and it sucks because there's no body language on Zoom, so I feel like it sends a shy vibe, but I don't want to send a shy vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's better than sending no vibe. I'll respect that. A lot of people just stay silent, and that's I don't know. That's like cancerous, Jesus. But
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One interesting thing I just thought about, like you guys just did interviews for something over Zoom. I remember I did like a career day over Zoom in like September. Mm-hmm. It's pretty. That's a whole different dynamic because it's like, first off, you have to like display all the Zoom skills, like show your personality, show that you can like do things. But it's like you can also wear sweatpants. So I don't know. What do you guys think about stuff like that?
Yeah. I mean, that's existed for a while, right? Because like some people will do that. Like before COVID, people would use like Skype for interviews, and you would see that type of thing. So that's I don't think that's new, but I don't know.
It's more common now.
I do enjoy that vibe. It's interesting because it condenses the interview so that it gets rid of like the handshake thing isn't important anymore. You can't shake somebody's hand anymore.
Was that really that hard though?
Or like posture, like some like in other Zooms, in like in-person interviews, you have to like sit up and like be all formal and stuff.
And not twitching. You can twitch all you want.
Like as long as you're on screen and as long as you're not like moving around all the time or something super weird, it's like not a big deal,
You could have a water bottle with you and it's not weird because you didn't bring it in and they always offer you one and then you say yes and then it's like, I'm not, you either say no and then it's like, should I have said yes? Or you say yes, you don't finish it and then it's like, this is awkward, I only drank half of it, I guess I'll just walk it out with me, or should I throw it out but then I didn't finish it? So that's weird. Why do they even offer me a water bottle in the first place?
It's a dilemma.
So that stress is gone too.
Yeah, I just like how it's condensed into the important stuff, You're not like all sweaty and worried all over the stupid things like that. Like, I don't know. Those things aren't as important. What really matters is your work ethic and your experience and all that stuff, You get to condense it to what actually is important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you said that well.
Good stuff, Tyler. Good analysis.
Mm-hmm. But aside from that, I still can't get off my mind when y'all were like, oh, like Zoom is gonna die out. I really think maybe kids from UMass are just sick of Zooms, but I feel like people here at BU, not everyone, but a lot of people are just used to it at this point. It's not like everybody loves it, but people are just like lazy and aren't gonna want to have to leave their houses to go to school anymore. And I think some of them are gonna have to. But I bet there are some classes that keep Zoom or something residual and just don't show up because this is like everybody's kind of hardwired to just stay and roll out of bed now,
I mean, I think that, so one, no one cares what you want. If they cared what you want, school would look a lot different. Am I right, boys?
Straight up.
So the administration or whatever, maybe like next semester and the following one, it'll still be like an option for some classes. But a lot of classes here is like you can be on Zoom if you like demonstrated that like you're at home or like that you don't feel comfortable, stuff like that. Like you can do that ahead of time and then they'll let you do Zoom. So they may have that, but only if you're not at campus, stuff like that. I don't think like everybody knows we learn less, teachers teach more poorly. Like no one wants
just not
Zoom
as effective.
classes. It might still
In-person
be there
classes are superior.
because it's convenient, but like it's not really going to be there.
Like Zoom, whatever Zoom did to be like the first platform for this sort of stuff before COVID, like that's genius because they're gonna. It's obviously not gonna be the same after COVID, but it's like, you know, Zoom is gonna be the thing for that sort of stuff, but it's gonna be a very significant decrease in demand. Like I don't think that like if you have the option to go to an in-person class and you're in campus, like I don't think you would pass it up for Zoom. Like as much as it's great to, you know, lie out of bed and then just like go to click that button and go to Zoom. It's like you'd rather I feel like you'd rather be in person to first off like see your friends, second off like get a better education, and just third off just maybe you want to just show off your chocolate milk, all that stuff. But like I think it's good to have that option if it's like you're sick or like you're away from campus or something. Then I think Zoom's an option, but it's like eventually once we get more people vaccinated and whatnot, like in person will take over again because it's just superior.
Also, Skype totally botched it.
Skype, what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
Skype got the desk LVP award for technology and coronavirus. Like, wow, did they mess that up?
I cannot agree with you more. Like Skype was the thing in 2006. Like that was straight up like the thing. But in 2020, I think Zoom is actually now the thing. Like what's Skype?
It's 2021 for starters.
Sorry about it. It's been a long day and I don't know my years.
I don't know my years.
No more years for Alex.
Honestly, I would take FaceTime over Skype. Skype is stupid, and I think
I agree.
Skype sucks. Chalky Milk Gang affirmatively stands against Skype. Run and tell your neighbors.
I mean, I don't know, but outside of that, I feel like I've given all the advice that I have. I mean, despite it being tough to stay focused, there are little things you can do to slightly distract yourself so you don't completely distract yourself.
Yeah.
And damn, that's deep, bro.
So is that your takeaway?
Yeah, I don't know. Drink chocolate.
Will, what's your takeaway?
My takeaway is if you're drinking chalky milk, you're doing it right. So distract yourself with some delicious chalky milk throughout your classes. Take a sip, listen to a paragraph, take a sip, you know, self-medicate with chalky milk and only chalky milk.
Yeah. My takeaway.
And screw Skype.
Screw Skype. Yeah. That's part of my takeaway. Like, you know, Zoom isn't good just because of like what it is, but like if you're going to choose any of these video platforms, like Zoom does it pretty well. Definitely condense your Zoom meetings, like 30-minute bubbles. Hour bubbles are good. 5-hour bubbles are not good. And yeah, just, you know, if you need some chocolate milk, like some below average chocolate milk, hit up my guy Powder because he's just running around with his backpack over to get some chocolate milk to you. So that's my Zoom takeaway.
And on that, maybe you should take it away with our outro. Thank you for subscribing. Hit up our Instagram. Spotify's been weird. I'm gonna email Spotify's like services because they only have 10 of our episodes now. I've tried everything. We're on Apple Podcast. No one uses it, but we're also on Google Podcast because it was a one-click type situation. Subscribe here, like the vid, share it, do fun stuff. Our Instagram is awesome. Get on that. And look at how cute Tyler is after his nap. Look at that
guy. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Get it all done. We're going to keep posting on various platforms. Keep y'all informed, updated on the latest that Chalky Milk has to offer. We've been getting tagged a lot on Instagram posts. I think
keep tagging us. Cool. Keep tagging. We like to see your random posts.
For sure, yeah. Keep tagging us. We love to see it. We're not even like following or even like related to some of these people, but it's just because the Chalky Milk Gang is like.
Yeah, I think they just look up Chalky Milk on Instagram, and then we're the first ones to come up. So thanks for helping us explode into virality.
You know what? Tomorrow, which is yesterday, I'm going to try to get a chalky milk review on the Instagram. Maybe we need to get some more content on there. So I'm going to try my best. But I'm also going to try my best for just do a quick outro. So just really appreciate everybody. Appreciate the podcast. Subscribe, follow, like, do everything. And hey, until next time, see ya.